everyone, so it's me again, and it's the same outfit, same look, same place, it's the same day, but I'm going to do a maths video today. So it's the first maths video really that we've done, and I'm going to try and do it like we do at school. So this is just a message for the mummies and daddies. Obviously reception children need to be secure to 10 and to go up to 20 for some things, for the recognition and ordering numbers. So if your child's already recognising numbers up to 10, that's brilliant. If they're going up to 20, that's amazing, but it needs to be that they're absolutely secure. So the new approach to maths teaching across the country is that children in reception need to secure really well the basics to 10 and then go to 20. And if they can recognise other numbers, that's fine, but we really focus on the whole package with the number 6. So I'm just going to show you a little bit about how we teach each digit and why we do it in the way we do. So this is the children then. This is our next digit, which I'm sure you can recognise, which is our number 6. Now, none of you yet in Little Stars will have the number 6 as your age because you're too little. But you have got a number that is 1 less than number 6 or 2 less than number 6. Can you tell me, just shout it out at me, what number is 1 less than number 6? What number comes before? It's number 5. Now, if you weren't sure, we can get our fingers, can't we? We can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Everyone do that for me. Count to 6 on your fingers. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the number 6. There are 6 fingers. Now, I know we always have our clever discussion about these are thumbs and these are fingers. So actually there's only 4 fingers and 2 thumbs. But that helps us to know that 4 add 2 makes 6 altogether. But imagine these are all 6 fingers. Can you find out which number came before 6? Which number is 1 less? Take one of them away and then shout out to me what the answer is. That's it, it's 5. And even if I took this one, it's still 5. Even if I took, oh, can't do that one, this one, it's still 5. So 1 less than 6 is 5. Can you add 1 more to 6? Shout it out. Excellent, it's 7. Now we could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and count them all. But actually, how many is this? This is 6. 7. So that's what we're trying to work on, is that we can count on 1 more, okay? You can also do 2 less. Take away our 2 thumbs. What's left? Excellent, well done. So in school then, we would look at this digit. We would look at our fingers and count 6. Then we would have a practice of how many different ways could we make 6. So we do, this is 3. We do, this is 3. We do, this is 3. We do the same for the number 6. This is 6. What else could I do? This is 6. What else could I do? This is 6. Now, something we do, if we get a bit stuck, we use our nose to count our fingers, and I can check that there's 6. Now that I'm going to ask a question, do you think 6 is an odd number or an even number? Press pause on me and see if you can work it out by looking at your fingers and having a think. Is it an odd or an even? Excellent. What did you decide? I think it's even, and I'll tell you why. I'm going to hold up these fingers. Let's just check there are 6 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to touch them together and see if each finger has a partner. They do. Every finger has a partner, which means that there was an even number of fingers. When I had the number 5, 5 and I did the same, I had an odd finger left without a partner. So 6 is even, but 5 was odd. I wonder if we can predict what 7 might be then. See if you can work that one out. So, have a look at our number 6 numeral. We start at the top and we go around and in. So see if you can perhaps press pause and trace over my number 6. Are you ready? Off you go. Excellent. So we start at the top. We don't start here and go whoop, whoop. We don't do that. Now in our maths books at school, we have squares. And I can't remember if I put squares in your pack at home. If I didn't, you can just do what I've done and draw some squares, quite big ones. We have 2 centimetre squares in our books at school. And it's really important that we practice getting each digit inside a square. So that's what we do next. And we draw the number 6. We draw the number 6. Okay? And we have a go at it. The other thing we do when we're at school is we get a mat or a tray and we go off and we find 6 things. We might find 6 counters and put them on our tray or our mat or our plate. We might find 6 toy dinosaurs and bring them back. They have to fit on our plate or our tray so that we don't then come back with masses of things. So I'm going to do that and pretend I've been off on a little hunt, and I'm going to come back with 6 pens, and we bring our pens back or whatever we found and we check that there are 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I can find lots of different objects that make 6. And I can count them all. You can also look, if you think your child is ready, you can look at different ways to make 6. A 3, add a 3. A 4, add a 2. A 2, add a 4. There's lots of ways of doing it. So that's something we'll look at a little bit more next week as well. But for today, we do 2 taught sessions normally. First of all, it's on recognising the digit, recognising the numeral and how to write it. It's being able to count it on our fingers and being able to count it in different ways. So we can have 3 and 3. We can have 4 and 2. We can have 4 and 2 like that. It's trying to get the children to be really super confident with everything they see. We also then look for things like the number 6 on different objects around us. So we always look on a clock that has the number 6, the numeral 6, so we can recognise it. We also start to look at the Roman numerals. Now, they don't need to know that, but that's an extra challenge for some of the children, that they learn that this is the way we write the number 6. But actually, in other countries and other languages, sometimes they write it in different ways. And Roman numerals is something we also use to write numbers. And we can show them that the V is a 5 and the I after it makes the number 6 in Roman numerals. So you can have a look for that. We also look, it's in my pocket, we also look at shapes. So I didn't have any shapes with me, but we talk about the hexagon and we give the names of the shapes correctly. We talk about the shape that represents 6. This is a regular hexagon because it has 6 equal sides. So you could see if you could find anything like this. And we would talk about perhaps the phonics bee living in a hive where they have honeycomb that is shaped like a hexagon. So we look at shape, we look at time, we look at the number. We can also look at the word, how we spell 6. They don't need to spell it because obviously things like 5 and 4 have different spellings, different phonics sounds. But I would show them this is how we write 6. This is how we write the numeral. This is how we write the word. Okay, so this is a little bit of what we would do. And then the children know that in here, they then have to draw 6 items of their choice, ideally not just circles, 6 items of their choice that will remind them this is the number 6. And what they can do is they can also think of something that has 6 in it. They could do 6 hexagons and try to get it as accurate as they can. They could do a ladybird with 6 legs and maybe 6 spots on it. All right, so that is our number 6. Now, if you have got egg boxes at home like this is a perfect 6 frame. So you could look at your eggs, and I've got some in here. Now, ideally I'd have 6, but we've used some. So we could say there were 6 eggs in my egg box this morning. How many did I eat for my breakfast? That's right, I ate 2. So 4 add 2 makes how many altogether? 6. Excellent. And what we're trying to work towards is that the children shouldn't really need to count that these are 4. Their eyes should now be so used to seeing 4 that they would know that. If your child finds that really easy, you might want to do the 4 that way. So they can tell you 4 add 2 makes 6. You might want to start with 6 in there and say, if I ate 2 for my breakfast, how many would there be left? Okay. You could also do this. Take some out. How many have I eaten? 3. How many are left? Oop, nearly not as many then. How many are left? 3. 3 add 3 makes how many altogether? 6. And this can all be spoken with your child. It doesn't have to be written down. That's a lot of maths to try and do in one go. But what I'd like you to try and do is to just see if they can have a go at recognising this as a 6, recognising 6 on their fingers in different ways, maybe writing 6 in squares or on your whiteboard on lines, maybe going off and collecting 6 items, maybe making it out of Play-Doh, maybe looking at a 6 egg box and talking about how many are there and what happens if you take one away or drop one, what happens if you put one back in, what happens if the chicken lays another 2. But stick within the 6. Don't do, I had 8 eggs and I took away 2 to make 6. Just stick with going up to the 6 for now. See if they can remember the name hexagon. And we talk about 6 hexagon. It has a x in to help us remember it. So I hope that makes a little bit of sense. The other thing that you'll have on the end of this video is just a few little slides that show you some other things that we look at. So it's looking at where can you see 6? So for instance, there is a ladybird and you can show that on your screen and you can say, which of these pictures show 6? And the ladybird, I think, has either 2 or 4 spots on it. Some children might spot that it has 6 legs. There's also then a frame, a number frame, where you've got 6 dots in. And there's lots of different things where you have the number 6. So you can look at it. Some don't show 6, some do. And the children can talk about what they can see and why. The other thing that I'm then going to give you is a link to the 6 Dinner Sid story, which is one of my favourite stories. And it's about a cat called 6 Dinner Sid, who visits the houses numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And every time he goes to a house, he gets a dinner. And he has 6 dinners every single day. And then he starts to get poorly. So the 6 Dinner Sid story is a really good way of just recognising 6, hearing 6 and thinking about what would it look like to have 6 dinners. So there'll be a story link for you to go to. There'll be a little slide that will show you 6 doorways or 6 doors and a little cat. So you can look at the digits and the numerals and see if they can recognise all of the numerals from 1 to 6. So it's a lot of teaching for you to have to try and do today, but excuse me, make it as practical as you can And literally it is just about them recognising that 6, trying to write it, trying to count it on their fingers, trying to collect 6 objects and thinking about what else they know about the number 6. Okay, so it's the whole package about 6. This is the game I'd like you to play. So I will show you this one on a screen, but you'll need a dice. Now I've got a dice that has the numerals on. That's absolutely fine. You can use that. But you can also use a normal dice with dots on. That is absolutely fine and is more likely to be what you have at home in games. And the game I'm going to give you is that I want you to think together of an action to do for every single number. So when you roll the dice, if you get a number 1, then you might do 1 star jump. So this is the number 6 slide. You can see that there are 2 shapes or 2 pictures that are circled and there are 2 pictures that are not. Can the children tell you whether the ones that are circled represent 6 or not, and why? So if you press pause, they can have a go at that with you. Okay, so if you've unpaused, then hopefully what you would be able to do is you'd be able to have that discussion. Now, there's a circle around the red dice with the white spots. That clearly represents 6. Okay, we know that's 6. There's a domino with 4 spots and 2 spots. Now, that could represent 4 to your child, or 2. It could represent a 1 because they see the line in the middle separating the 4 and the 2. But it could also be 6 because 2 add 4 more makes 6. 4 add 2 more makes 6. The ladybird, you could say, represents 4 because you can see 4 spots. But I can also see, a bit like the dice above it, a 3 and a 3. 3 legs and another 3 legs. If your child doesn't see that and they see the 4, that's absolutely fine. I can also see on the tower that I've got 3 yellows and 2 reds. But then when I look more closely, I can see 3 yellow circles on the left of the tower and 3 yellow circles on the right of the tower. I can also see 3 squares on the left and 3 squares on the right. So actually I can see 6 squares and 6 circles. But I also know that there are only 3 cubes making that yellow part of the tower. So there's lots of discussion your child can have with you on that one. There's also other opportunities like this. Playing games like Uno. Looking for house numbers. Looking for egg boxes like we've said. And also packs of apples that come in 6s. And other things that might have 6s like yogurts. So look for maths all around you. And then this is the front cover of one of my favourite books by Inga Moore, Six Dinner Sid. And Six Dinner Sid lives at one of the houses but visits all of them for his dinners. And your child can try and find the digit 6 or the numeral 6 on the house and can count the houses to check that there are 6. And then they can listen to the story about Six Dinner Sid and see if they can spot the number 6 in different ways. I can spot it on the front cover because I can see 6 in the title. But I can also spot 6 bowls. I wonder what else is in the story that makes 6.